Welcome aboard, everyone. I'm Scott from Scott's Media, and today we're stepping into the heart of 24th century engineering, the U.S.S. Enterprise D. Our guide will be none other than Commander William Riker from the original 1994 interactive technical manual. Let's energize. This is Transporter Room 3. Each of the 6 transporter suites aboard ship is capable of converting up to 1,320 kilograms of matter per cycle using a dual-phase annular confinement beam. Pattern buffers beneath the platform maintain molecular cohesion for up to 420 seconds in case of power interruption. The targeting scanners tie directly into long-range sensors, accurate to within 0.001 millimeters. Commander Riker can take it from here.
Here aboard the Enterprise, our primary mission is exploration. The technology contained in this room gives us incredible flexibility in carrying out that assignment. This is the transporter room, one of 4 such facilities located here on Deck 6. 2 others are located on Deck 14. Transporting makes some people I know nervous, but it's really a straightforward process. You stand on the transporter pad. The overhead scanners convert your body into a stream of subatomic particles. You're transported thousands of kilometers to your destination and then reintegrated atom by atom. What could be safer?
Corridors aboard a Galaxy-class starship double as secondary power conduits. Each wall panel conceals EPS trunks rated for 5 megawatts. Grav plate fields maintain a constant 1G throughout all 42 vertical shafts. Welcome to the bridge. Deck 1, the command nexus of the Enterprise D. At 642.5 meters long and 4.5 million metric tons, this ship requires constant coordination from every console here. Commander Riker's original briefing still sums it up best.
The bridge. After being aboard the Enterprise for any length of time, you quickly come to think of it as a living entity, and you come to think of this area of the ship as its guiding intelligence. Located on Deck 1, at the very top of the saucer section, the bridge provides for centralization of all command and control functions. This amount of control is only possible through extensive use of the ship's computer. The computer carries out all routine operations supervised by the officers seated at the 2 forward duty stations, Ops and Con. Don't be fooled into thinking that the computer really runs the Enterprise. During alert situations, control of every critical operation is in the hands of a trained Starfleet officer.
This private office adjoins the bridge. Its computer terminal ties directly into command subroutines. Environmental controls keep ambient temperature at 22.5 degrees Celsius, Picard's preference.
This is the captain's ready room, located just off the main bridge. This suite serves as an office. Note the desk and computer terminal, but it's also a little more than that. Captain Picard has taken care to surround himself with certain items. Shakespeare's works, Livingston, his lionfish, a model of the Stargazer, the first starship he commanded. Items that, as he puts it, give him a much-needed perspective on his duties. Because while it may be my job to see that the Enterprise is fully prepared to deal with whatever we find out here in space, it's the captain who has to choose our ultimate course of action. The ready room gives him a place to do just that, to get ready to make the hard decisions that confront a starship captain every day.
The observation lounge functions as the senior staff conference room. Its forward bulkhead is a reinforced trans-aluminum viewport 3 centimeters thick.
The observation lounge. Critical decisions concerning the Enterprise's mission are, of course, Captain Picard's to make. Yet whenever possible, he likes to use his senior officers as a sounding board on those issues. This lounge, located directly off the bridge on Deck 1, has been specially outfitted for that purpose. Note the conference table and accompanying pad units, as well as the 2 large display screens located on either end of the room.
Engineering houses the warp core reaction chamber. The matter-antimatter mix ratio is regulated by a dilithium crystal matrix. Maximum warp 9.6 sustained for 12 hours.
Deck 36, main engineering, the very heart of our starship. Without the massive amounts of power being generated by the matter-antimatter reactor, not only warp travel, but our very survival in space would not be possible. These critical systems require constant fine-tuning and round-the-clock attention. And more often than not, you'll find our chief engineer, Commander Geordi LaForge, hard at work here, checking the master systems display or observing the core reactor patterns from his office. An important note about this facility: in extreme emergencies, it can be reconfigured to emulate con, ops, tactical, and other command operations, including limited flight control functions.
Deck 12. This is Sickbay, the medical heart of the Enterprise D. Every Starfleet vessel carries a primary medical facility, but aboard a Galaxy-class starship, it's essentially a full-scale hospital. Each biobed is equipped with over 200 medical sensors tied directly into the ship's isolinear-based medical computer for continuous monitoring and diagnosis. The ceiling scanners can perform full physiological analysis in seconds, and the surgical suite can be reconfigured for any known humanoid anatomy. Dr. Beverly Crusher's office overlooks the ward, giving her instant command access to every patient and medical file aboard.
Sickbay serves as the primary medical care facility for all of the 1,012 crew and family members aboard the Enterprise. Each of these biobeds is directly tied into the sensor unit above it, aiding in the diagnosis of most ailments regardless of the species of the patient. And should surgery be necessary, the overhead sensor cluster you see here provides even more comprehensive readings. In the hands of the wrong doctor, all this equipment could be a little bit intimidating, which is why I'm glad for the reassuring presence of our Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Beverly Crusher.
Deck 10. 10 forward. If the heart of the Enterprise beats in engineering, this is where its soul lives. 10 forward is more than a lounge. It's a gathering place for every culture, rank, and world aboard this ship. Stretching across the forward edge of the saucer, the massive windows offer one of the most breathtaking views anywhere in Starfleet. Many officers say this is the first place they ever truly realized they were among the stars. Designed under the direction of Guy Nin, one of the most enigmatic figures aboard, this lounge has seen countless conversations that changed missions, relationships, and destinies. From here, you can feel the vastness of the galaxy and the closeness of its people all at once.
10 forward. This is the 10 forward lounge, so named because it occupies most of the forward area of the ship on deck 10. Like the holodeck, 10 forward is a place for the crew to relax and unwind from the day's cares. The spectacular view of the stars through the bay windows here certainly helps to put things in perspective. But this is mainly a place where the crew comes to enjoy each other's company, to play a game of 3D chess, or just hash things out over a drink. It's really like an old-style saloon more than anything else, complete with its own bartender, an amateur psychologist, Guinan, who also serves up the meanest batch of synthahol this side of the Ferengi border.
Every ship has a place where humanity shines brightest, where laughter and music echo through the hum of the warp core. For the Enterprise D, that place is right here. Deck 8, Captain's Quarters. A starship's command may rest on the bridge, but its burden rests here. This is where Captain Jean-Luc Picard reflects, studies, and recharges before guiding over 1,000 souls into the unknown. Unlike the grandeur of the ship itself, Picard's quarters are minimalist. Warm lighting, neutral tones, and simple decor. A captain who could command worlds chooses simplicity as his constant companion.
The captain's quarters. Though these are Captain Picard's personal quarters, and he is a very private individual, we've decided that it was important to show you his room anyway, and in particular, one object. Not a certain flute, although it holds the memories of a lifetime for the captain, nor this Klingon dagger, though it too holds great significance. What I wanted to show you was this Mintakan tapestry. The Mintakans came to regard Captain Picard as a god because of a breach in the Prime Directive. I believe the captain leaves the tapestry on display as a reminder to himself of the overriding importance of the Prime Directive in fulfilling our mission.
A captain leads from the bridge, but he becomes a captain in places like this. The solitude behind these doors shapes every decision that defines the Enterprise. Deck 6, Holodeck 2, Starfleet's most remarkable invention isn't warp drive or shields, it's imagination, made real. Inside this chamber, any environment, any world, any moment can exist, created entirely from photons and force fields. The holodeck operates through an intricate system of graviton projectors and matter-energy converters. Every object feels solid, every breeze feels real, and every simulation adapts to the mind of the user. Today, we're activating one of Starfleet's most iconic programs, a historical reconstruction of the original U.S.S. Enterprise NCC 1701 bridge.
Don't be misled by the empty space, the plain-looking yellow grid lines on the wall. This room is the most exciting and technologically advanced form of recreation Starfleet has to offer. This is the Holodeck, one of 4 such facilities located on Deck 11. In here, through the use of holographic projections, force fields, and matter replication, the crew can experience any environment they can imagine. You'll often find me in here hiking the mountains of my native Alaska, or engaged in other quiet pursuits.
Computer, activate program, Enterprise 1701 bridge. The circular layout brings every station to the captain's eye line. Helm and navigation forward, communications to port, and directly behind Spock's science station tied to long-range sensors. These analog controls run on Duotronic MK2 processors, cutting edge in the 23rd century. The bold color coding wasn't just style, it was early human factors design for fast recognition under red alert. This simulation has a history of its own. Nearly a century before the Enterprise D, during Captain Christopher Pike's era, Starfleet tested an environmental simulator, the first prototype of the holodeck. We saw it in Strange New Worlds, Season 3, Episode 4, A Space Adventure Hour. That system could project limited terrain and ambiance for crew morale and training. Primitive compared to today, but it proved the idea. Reality could be engineered. From Pike's prototype to this fully interactive recreation, the holodeck turned memory into a place you can stand. The legends began here, and thanks to the holodeck, they're never out of reach. The Enterprise D was the first starship designed to separate its saucer section in flight. This allows the civilian families and non-essential crew to remain safe while the battle section engages threats. Saucer separation control, coordinates inertial dampening, EPS conduits, and docking clamps linking the two hulls. When the sequence begins, hundreds of mechanical locks release simultaneously, followed by a plasma thrust pulse to push the saucer clear. It's the only starship in service that can literally become two, a symbol of versatility, exploration, and defense in perfect balance. When the Enterprise separates, command transfers here, the battle bridge, compact but fully capable. It contains its own helm, tactical and engineering stations. During Red Alert, this deck becomes the heart of the ship's defense. All primary command systems route through dedicated optical trunks directly into the main computer core. From this deck, the star drive section can operate independently for weeks. Even on a vessel of peace, Starfleet keeps a place for restraint and justice. The Brig is isolated, armored, and monitored 24 hours a day. Force fields hold any known energy signature. Medical monitors track occupant vitals. It's discipline tempered by compassion. We rarely use it, and that's how it should be. Shuttlebay 2 handles the Enterprise's daily traffic crew transfers, cargo runs, and planetary missions. Here, tractor beam landing assist and containment fields make launch and recovery routine even in combat. You never forget your first launch from this bay. Running from Deck 5 to Deck 36, the computer core is the Enterprise's brain. Billions of isolinear chips pulse with photonic data, handling 285 trillion calculations each second. Maintenance crews can swap faulty modules while the system reroutes memory instantly. A self-healing architecture no other ship matches. It's almost alive. Here, warp plasma flow is balanced between nacelles. Subspace harmonics are tuned to keep the warp bubble stable to a microdyne. If this room goes dark, we're not just stopping, we're falling. Deck 4, main, Shuttlebay 1. Even on a Galaxy-class starship, this space feels limitless. The bay stretches 4 decks high and over 100 meters long, large enough to house 24 shuttlecraft, work bees, and even auxiliary craft for planetary missions. When you step through those blast doors, the first thing that hits you is the scale. Gantry cranes sliding silently along upper rails, refueling teams moving under the amber light of plasma manifolds, and a containment field at the far end that glows the soft blue of captured atmosphere. Beyond it, only vacuum and the stars. Every takeoff from here is a small symphony of technology. Tractor assist beams stabilize each shuttle, while inertial dampers compensate for deck vibration. The bay's Class 4 atmospheric field can flex to pressure differences of more than 50 kilopascals without a visible ripple. Yet if you tossed a wrench, it would bounce back as if against glass. The entire launch sequence is controlled from flight operations. A mezzanine deck lined with LCARS panels that monitor traffic up to 50,000 kilometers from the ship. Each outbound shuttle is tagged with a micro transponder, linking its telemetry to the Enterprise's navigational deflectors for real-time collision avoidance. Below us, the hangar floor hides an elevator system capable of lowering small craft into service pits for engine maintenance. EPS couplings run beneath the deck plating, feeding recharging pylons along each berth. Above, a catwalk network gives engineers direct access to dorsal injector manifolds and hull sensors. In times of crisis, this cavernous space transforms. The bay doors seal, the containment field triples in strength, and the area becomes a triage zone or evacuation staging platform. It can house nearly 100 escape pods and several thousand evacuees if needed. But most days, it's a place of excitement and anticipation, a frontier within the ship itself. Crews gather here before survey missions, diplomatic runs, or rescue operations, each shuttle a small piece of Starfleet's promise to go where few have gone and to bring everyone home again. Standing here, you understand that the Enterprise isn't just exploring space, she's launching hope into it. You can feel the hum through your boots when a shuttle lifts off. It's like the ship's heartbeat. Every corner of main Shuttlebay, one hums with purpose. Standing here, it's easy to forget you're still inside a ship. The ceiling rises nearly 30 meters overhead, and the distance to the containment field at the far end feels like the length of a starbase concourse. To the left, the auxiliary launch gantries handle medium-range Type 9 craft. These bays use magnetic catapults that accelerate the shuttles to a safe drift velocity before they clear the containment grid. To the right, the maintenance gallery store mission-specific modules, planetary survey pods, diplomatic transport seating, even detachable cargo holds for scientific expeditions. Overhead, service drones hover on silent grav plates, flashing status lights as they inspect hull seams for microfractures after every flight. Below the deck, 6 hydraulic service lifts can raise or lower an entire shuttle for engine overhaul without venting the hangar. Each wall panel conceals emergency blast shields that can seal the room airtight in under half a second. Red line corridors along the perimeter lead to pressure suit lockers and decompression shelters, a lesson Starfleet learned the hard way during early Galaxy-class trials. When the ship is docked or at impulse, you'll often find training operations underway. Here, flight crews practice precision landings using holographic weather grids, simulated crosswinds, turbulence, and ion storms projected across the bay floor. The holo projectors can even recreate alien atmospheres for atmospheric entry rehearsals. Cadets used to call this place the galaxy's biggest parking lot. I prefer launch cathedral. During humanitarian missions, this entire space converts into a mobile relief hub. Cargo shuttles line up for sequential launch, each one carrying food replicators, medical shelters, or transporter field amplifiers. Flight ops keeps the timing so tight that a new shuttle clears the field every 20 seconds. The flight operations mezzanine itself is a marvel. 3-tier control galleries stacked with LCARS panels displaying launch vectors, containment field harmonics, and intership telemetry. A single controller here can manage the trajectories of 12 craft simultaneously, their flight paths mapped in glowing arcs across the transparent floor panels. At the far end, behind the translucent blue shimmer of the atmospheric field, you can just make out the stars beyond the hull, silent witnesses to the endless rhythm of arrival and departure. Sometimes when the ship's night cycle begins and the bay falls quiet, you can still hear the echo of earlier launches, the low thrum of power couplings cooling down, the faint hiss of the containment field breathing against the vacuum. It's in those moments that the scale of this place truly sinks in. Not just its size, but what it represents. every mission that begins here, every explorer stepping aboard, every act of courage that starts with those massive doors sliding open. This bay has launched more first contacts and rescue flights than any other in Starfleet history. The main shuttle bay is more than steel and plasma. It's a promise that no matter how vast the unknown becomes, Starfleet will always find a way to reach it. Among the organized motion of the Shuttlebay, each craft tells a story of Starfleet design. Every line, every nacelle, shaped by a purpose. The Enterprise D carries more than a dozen shuttle types, each one an extension of the ship itself, small ambassadors of the Federation. Let's walk through a few of them. Closest to the main deck entrance are the Type 6 shuttles, the workhorses of the fleet. These compact twin nacelle vessels handle away team transport, scientific landings, and diplomatic runs. Measuring just over 6 meters long, they carry 6 passengers, feature limited warp 2 capability, and rely on the ship's long-range sensors for navigation. Their modular consoles can swap between tactical, medical, or planetary survey configurations in under 15 minutes. They're reliable, efficient, and, as Commander Riker once said, they fly like bricks, but they get you there. Further along the bay are the Type 7 craft, slightly longer and sleeker, designed for medium-range missions. These carry dual warp nacelles with field stabilizers strong enough to maintain warp 4 for 20 hours. Type 7s are Starfleet's multi-role shuttles. They've served as reconnaissance vessels, mobile command posts, and even emergency hospitals. Their expanded life support pods can keep a crew alive for over a week without resupply. It's the shuttle you take when the destination isn't just down the street. It's across the next star system. Parked near the rear maintenance bays are 2 Type 9 tactical shuttles. Designed late in the Galaxy-class production run, these are built for speed and survivability. With improved nacelle geometry and reinforced hull plating, a Type 9 can outrun most frigates at warp 5. Equipped with forward phaser emitters, micro-torpedo launchers, and deflector grid shielding, it's often assigned to special operations, escorting runabouts or handling emergency retrievals from hostile zones. If you're looking for a smooth ride, this isn't it, but it'll get you out fast. You'll also notice the bright yellow work bees buzzing across the deck. These one-person pods are fitted with manipulator arms and micro-tractor beams used for external repairs and component transfers. A well-trained operator can replace a damaged hull plate in less than 20 minutes without ever leaving the chair. And finally, the most advanced of all auxiliary craft aboard the Enterprise D, the Danube-class runabout, larger than a standard shuttle, nearly 24 meters long. It's a hybrid between Starship and shuttle, capable of sustained warp 5, long-range exploration, and independent missions lasting months. Each runabout carries living quarters, modular lab sections, and configurable mission pods that can swap from medical to reconnaissance duty in hours. Its deflector dish, sensor array, and dual impulse engines make it the perfect platform for charting nebulae, ferrying dignitaries, or responding to distress calls far beyond the ship's range. The Enterprise keeps 2 runabouts on standby, one for deep space scientific missions and one configured for tactical reconnaissance. When a planet is too dangerous for the Enterprise herself, the Danube takes the risk instead. That's Starfleet engineering at its finest. A small ship with the heart of a giant. From the smallest utility pod to the largest runabout, every craft in this bay serves a purpose. Each one a tool in the hands of explorers who believe that no distance is too far and no mission too small. The Enterprise may be a Galaxy-class starship, but it's these vessels that extend her reach. The fingers of a hand reaching ever outward into the unknown. Leaving the Shuttlebay, we arrive at Cargo Bay 2, the industrial backbone of the Enterprise. Where the upper decks hum with diplomacy and exploration, this chamber hums with logistics. Rows of stacked containers reach the ceiling, each tagged and tracked through the LCARS cargo inventory matrix. This isn't just storage, it's orchestration. The computer adjusts microgravity fields across the floor to counter shifting mass as crates are moved. 8 anti-grav lifters operate in constant motion, gliding silently as crew route supplies to science labs, sickbay, or planetary relief missions. To port and starboard, you'll see high-capacity cargo transporters able to beam entire pallets directly to surface operations or to auxiliary craft waiting in orbit. Maintenance drones skim along ceiling tracks, scanning for radiation leaks or material degradation. Everything here is efficiency. No wasted motion, no lost inventory. Half our missions begin down here and plenty end here too. During emergencies, this bay can reconfigure within minutes. Sections of the deck detach and slide apart, forming triage zones, medical staging areas, or temporary refugee shelters. In crisis, science turns to service and the ship becomes a lifeline. Running the outer rim of Deck 4 is the Enterprise's lifeboat ring. Hundreds of Type 6 escape pods, each a sealed vessel designed for 6 crew. Every pod remains synchronized with the main computer, receiving constant positional and environmental updates. In an evacuation, the sequence fires with mathematical precision, launching pods in time bursts that form expanding spirals away from the hull. Once clear, they cluster into formation groups, activating micro-thrusters to maintain relative spacing, while subspace beacons broadcast distress calls across 10 light years. Each pod carries 48 hours of air, rations, and a compact impulse pack powerful enough for controlled atmospheric descent. Starfleet designs for the worst, but always with hope. You drill for it, but you pray you'll never see those hatches open. Hidden deep within the ship's frame lies the Arboretum, Starfleet's reminder that exploration must always include preservation. More than 40 species of flora from Earth and Federation worlds thrive here, their root systems feeding hydroponic tanks that scrub carbon dioxide and refresh the ship's air. The temperature stays at a constant 23 degrees Celsius. The humidity hovers at 72%. The air smells faintly of soil and ionized mist. Officers stroll here after long shifts, some reading, some meditating beneath holographic skylights that mimic sunrise over the Mediterranean or dusk on Vulcan. The Arboretum is proof that even in the void, life persists, green, fragile, and necessary. I've seen Warp Core engineers come here just to breathe something real. Few rooms define the spirit of the Enterprise like stellar cartography. Within this 360-degree dome, over 200 sensor arrays project the living galaxy in real time. Every pulse of light, every gravity well, every nebular wisp mapped with millimeter precision by Type 7 holo emitters. Officers here chart subspace currents, map unknown sectors, and study the birth of stars themselves. The glow that surrounds you isn't illusion, it's truth rendered visible. Very line on that map is a story waiting to be told. And here we are, the bridge of the Enterprise D. This is where every journey begins and where every story aboard this starship finds its way home. From the moment you step onto this deck, you can feel it. The sense of command, of purpose, of unity. Ahead lies the helm and ops stations, where navigation and control work in perfect coordination. Behind us, tactical and engineering maintain the ship's defenses and power systems. Each console, each display represents decades of Starfleet innovation and the dedication of countless officers who believed in something greater than themselves. The bridge isn't just a command center, it's the heart of exploration. Every discovery, every first contact, every decision that shaped the course of Federation history began right here with a view like this. That main view screen, it's more than a display. It's a window to possibility. Out there are a billion worlds waiting to be known, and each one begins with a single word: engage. As we stand here, surrounded by the hum of consoles and the glow of starlight, I can't help but think about what the Enterprise represents. Curiosity, courage, and compassion. It's not just a ship of steel and circuits, it's a dream, a symbol of what we can achieve when we look beyond fear and reach for understanding. I'm Scott from Scott's Media, and I want to thank you for joining me on this journey through the decks of the Enterprise D. Until next time, set a course for new adventures. Warp Factor 1. Engage. Thanks for watching Scott's Media, where truth meets creativity. Check out these videos to keep the story going. And yep, that's the official merch right on your screen and in the description below. Want to support the channel directly? My Cash App and Venmo are below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss what's next. Rock the message, support the mission. I'll catch you in the next one.